Hi divas, welcome back to another YouTube video, and this is a different type of YouTube video. So make sure to like, subscribe and comment if you want to say hi or you have any suggestions for this challenge. So in this video I do poor to rich, but I trade up from houses. So I decorate houses, save up books, and then I trade the houses, and I can't trade pets or I can't do anything like that. I have to grow my inventory purely on trading houses, and I'm so excited to do this challenge because, as you guys know, I love building and I've grew most of my inventory on building houses, so I feel like this challenge will be a good example on how you can grow your inventory from trading houses. As it does state in the title, this is part 1 because I needed loads of parts for this video because this clip ended up being an hour long, but obviously I've edited it down and things. So I did my avatar and I did change it later on in the video since I wasn't a big fan of it. I collected my daily login and then adopted a pet so I could start earning money. I also decided to work on the task board because you can make so much books from doing the task board. So I did grind a lot in this video. I've cut out most of the grinding because obviously it's really boring. So I did the needs, and then it needed to go to school, so I ended up going to the school, and by this time I wasn't a baby. I also tried trading someone because I heard that you can't trade when you're in your account, but I think they've fixed that, I don't know. So I ended up changing my animation because I didn't really like it, and then I decided I didn't like the avatar, so I ended up fully changing the avatar whilst the school need was happening. So I changed the avatar and then I turned into a baby. This was the finished avatar. I really like this one, it's so cute, and I always go with Sunny Angels, but yeah, I went different with this one. So I did do needs, and I also did my profile a little bit so it would look like I had a bit of personality. I didn't end up finishing the profile because I wasn't too sure what to put on the profile. So I did do the needs and I ended up getting a cat, and I'm so glad I got a cat. I kind of prefer the cat over the dog. I started doing more task boards and collecting books from there, and I also decided to work on my house a little bit, just deleting things that I didn't need and that I'm probably not going to use. I decided to keep the bed since I was going to use the bed, and there's no point in me spending more books to get another one. So I do my needs quickly. I have so many needs, so I quickly do all my needs, and like I said, guys, most of this video is just me grinding and doing my house, and I'm so excited to see the offers I get for this house because I really do like this house. I love the theme of it and stuff like that. So whilst I'm doing needs, this cat aged up so fast. It was already full grown in half an hour, I think. I can't even remember, it went so fast. I think it was because obviously I was locked in, I was grinding a lot. I did some of the tasks on the task board, naming it, and I also took it to the school after this to obviously learn a trick because the task board is so helpful. I never realised, but if you're new and you need money, it's so good. So as you can see here, I'm growing my inventory from building, and I put my cat on there, obviously since it's my only pet. And yeah, I didn't really know what entirely to do with my profile, since obviously what am I meant to do with it. And then I carried on grinding and decided I wanted to add some stickers to my profile, so that's exactly what I did. As I keep stating, most of this video was literally just grinding because in this challenge I cannot trade, I cannot get pets in any other way than just grinding, which is going to be so hard because I'm just going to be stuck with this cat for the remainder of the challenge until someone offers for my house, which is really scary because there's a chance no one will offer. So I finally got to 500 bucks and decided to buy the pizza house because you can't throw parties in tiny houses. So I decided that I would throw a party in this house, and I put a bait in it just in case because this would end up being my house until I got more money to make another house. So I ended up getting that house, and then I went back to the other one and decided to carry on doing needs. The house looked like this at this time, so I finally decided to decorate it a bit since I had some money. So I put a rug on the wall so I could cover up the 2 rooms because I wasn't entirely sure what to do with them. I ended up doing the floor, and if you guys do want the colour code, please comment and I'll pin the colour codes in the description since I do have them saved. I also just want to remind you guys to make sure that if you're doing these floors, make sure it actually is level in the floor, because if it isn't, it will glitch. But this is the color code I used. If you guys obviously can't see it in the video or the video went too fast, I will comment it in the caption or video, the comments. So as you can see here, I'm trying to make sure it's lined up because it actually annoys me when it glitches. I really do like this color of the floor. I can't remember where I found this color code. I use it in all my houses. It's actually so cute. I did decide by this point that the house was going to be a pink kind of colour. I usually do make my houses pastel colours, so I decided to add a wall here because the idea I was going with is I wanted a loft bed, and obviously I have this bed that was from the original house, so I did decide to make it a loft bed. So I made it so the wall could be a wall to obviously split up the bedroom so it's not all together, because obviously you won't have much space. So I did end up obviously putting a wall there and then lifting the bed up with a ladder. I was also trying to make sure I got all the needs done whilst also trying to build, so I could get it obviously done faster and I can trade it easily. So I was trying to do needs, and I forgot to turn the furniture multicoloring thing in, which obviously lets you change the colour of things. But as I did say, I was going with like a light pink colour, so I decided to colour the bed pink. And I also added some columns to be for like the ladders, because obviously when you have a ladder, you have like two things at the side. So I tried to do that in Adopt Me, and I didn't want to use the shelf because I usually use the shelf, and I wanted to do like my own like ladder, so I tried to do a custom one, but it didn't end up looking the best, but it's okay. I was gonna go with like obviously the brown colour that I had on the floor, but I ended up changing it for this like whitey pinky colour. So I did like how this looked, but I wasn't a big fan of it. I wish I like did the ladders a little bit better, but you know, it is what it is. So as you can see, I was trying to go up it, but I think it was because I had the like brick too far up, so I decided to just delete them, and then I could finally get up there. So I carried on doing the needs and making sure I did everything, so I wasn't like I wouldn't have loads of needs to complete, so I just tried to do the most I could whilst I was finishing the build. So I finally decided that I was going to start the wall. So as I said to you guys in a previous video, I usually use rugs, and for this type of build I wanted to like try a new thing. So I was going to do like a pink like rug, like a pink and white rug, as you can see here, and I was going to like obviously put like, what's the word, like the wall like pillar thing at the top, the wall trimming, that's the name of it, so it would like not blend in fully with the wall and it would kind of stand out. And I loved how this turned out. I feel like it actually made the build look so much better. As you can see, I did it in the like brown color that I had on the floor, and I feel like it added so much to like the walls, and I really liked it. So I continued adding them, and like it made the bed as well look so much like better. And in the dark, this house looked absolutely amazing. I like was trying to like figure out the lighting situation as well later in the video, but all the lightings didn't really look good. So if you guys have any tips on what lighting I should do. Also, by this point you can see how much I was grinding, because my cat was already teen and we're only 7 minutes into the video, so that's crazy. I was trying to go with like obviously the cheap things, so I went with the cheap fridge and the cheap counters. I actually do prefer the cheap counters, I'm not gonna lie. So it took me a while to figure out the colour for these, but I ended up going with like white and pink, since I feel like the brown just blended in too much with the floor and the wall. So I did like how this turned out. I actually love the way this house turned out, guys. I'm so excited to see offers I get for it. I obviously didn't trade it in this video since I spent too much time obviously decorating the house, but in the next video I'm so excited to like make another house, and hopefully when I start getting more money I start upgrading to bigger houses, because I want to decorate the pizza house, because I know that like once I decorated a pizza house and I got like a cow for it, it was so insane. So as you can see here, I'm trying to like turn the rugs so I could put them on the other wall, since for some reason I wouldn't probably get it on the same like level if I just copy and pasted it there. So I continued adding them. I also wish you could change the colour of like the door in Adopt Me. Like I know you can probably put another door over it, but I feel like it's way too much effort and it's extra money as well. So I carried on doing needs, and I was also thinking of what I was going to do about like the pet area, because I know that like everyone wants like a grinding area in the house. So I ended up like putting a voting table and obviously like putting the pet stuff on there, which I think worked out really well, to be honest. I think I like kind of ate with this. So I decided to put like the bath and the like bed and the litter tray there, and I put the food in the kitchen, since obviously, you know, it's a kitchen, maybe it would make more sense having the pet stuff in there. I wasn't too sure how I was going to fit a litter tray in here, so I kind of just tried to fit it in the middle. But everyone, please comment your opinions on this house, because I really like it, but I don't know what everyone else thinks about it. So if you have any tips on how I can make it better before obviously I film the next video, please do tell me. The cat then decided it needed a walk, so I decided to do like a little walk around the house, and then I realized this thing that was in the original house was like a half wall, so I decided to keep it and put the pet stuff on it, obviously so I could feed my pet and things. And by this point I realized I still had so much to do in the house, so I carried on doing needs, and I let my pet in the bed, so when it needed the sleep task it was kind of ready. One thing I do recommend though, if you guys are like trying to trade houses or you're trying to get money, please like do the jobs at like the school or the pizza house or the like any job that are in Adopt Me. I'm pretty sure there's like quite a lot, there's probably about 4 or 5. Make sure you do use the jobs to your advantage, because you will get so much more money. I continued with like the rugs and the wall trims, because I obviously wanted it to go around the entire house. I also did not realise how expensive it was going to be to like put rugs around the whole house, and obviously the wall trims, they're only £6, but when you add them together it's actually so insane. So I only had like one more wall to do, I think, and then I was fully done with finally adding the rugs. I think it was so worth it though. Like, please comment your opinions on this because I genuinely really like it. I also think I'm going to change my avatar in the next video because like I am not too sure on it. I don't know how I feel about it, but I also don't want to like spend my time just doing my avatar, but I feel like it gives you something to do, especially when you're grinding, because it can get really boring. I was literally just watching Netflix, like trying to distract myself from the fact that I was grinding, because sometimes it does get really boring. And then my cat became a post team, which is actually crazy considering like I've literally just started this challenge. So I decided to put a window and I colored it white and black, and I feel like it looked amazing, but I couldn't afford the blinds at this point, so I did like one need and then I finally had enough to get the blinds. These blinds were so hard to place down for some reason. I don't know why. They wouldn't place down and they kept like turning and things, but I finally did crack it and I did end up putting them down. So I continued with obviously doing needs. I wish I like pulled the footage of me doing like needs, but it probably would have got so boring because I wasn't even too sure if to post this video because I don't know if it's interesting or not. I hope it is interesting for people that do want to grow their inventory, and if it is interesting, please do comment and tell me. Here, as you can see, I was trying to figure out what like to use like for the color thing, because I do love this update, but I couldn't find one that fits, so I just stuck with like the nighttime since I feel like that suits it the most. I also added this really cool like Disney type window to the build near like the kitchen, so I can have it like on top of the sinks. I feel like that looks really cool. I also hate how you can't like select windows with like the select tool, so you have to kind of like manually do it. So it's probably, you could probably notice that it's not in the middle because I can't move it. I have to move it like individually, and I feel like that takes too long. So I coloured it pink and black, obviously, because I feel like that would suit it the most. It took so long to do this window in my opinion because I couldn't get it to be level and I didn't want it to look really stupid, but I finally did do it and I did some cute curtains, and I feel like it was so worth it because it ended up looking so cute. By this point I was getting so bored because I had no like clue what I was gonna do. I was obviously thinking that once I'd done this house I'd be able to trade it and then get a good offer, so I might as well have like obviously got the hard part over and done with. I accidentally kept moving the floor too and it was driving me insane. I also kept running out of money, so I feel like next time I'm gonna do all the grinding first so that I can get the house over and done with, and then, you know, it'll kind of be better for me. So I did the last wall trims finally, and then I obviously continued with the main parts of the house that needed doing. I wanted to add like the square rug to this bit, but I didn't end up doing it until later because it's literally like £40 for like one rug, which is kind of insane to me. So I carried on with the needs, obviously, so I could have more money. I finally did end up adding the rug that I was talking about, like the square one, since I feel like it looked so cute. Obviously it's a lot, but I feel like it's so worth the $50, honestly. I then decided to shrink the original shower that I got in the build so I could use it, because obviously the bath takes way too long in my opinion. I then carried on with like the decoration in the kitchen. I added a stove, and I like in my house I noticed that the person who I traded it off, I think their name's Maddie, they're in my Discord server and they are literally the sweetest person ever. They like did a hack with the oven. They did like a shape on the oven and it looked like the top of the oven, so I did try and do it, but it didn't really look the best since obviously you can't really see it because of the wall trims, but I feel like I'll definitely try it in my next build. I was really like struggling with decoration in this build because of how like I like really struggle with kitchens especially. So I did not know what to add to this kitchen. I only ended up adding like a microwave. I think I like should have added more books and like decorations and things, but I was literally like, this house was taking so long, as well as the grinding. I'm just praying it'll be worth it and I'll get something good for this house. So I carried on with the counters and I only added them to like the fridge side since I kind of wanted to obviously make sure you can see the window so it looked a bit more better, because if they're covering the window, what's the point in me putting the window, if that makes sense. I also was really lacking like plants, so I did try and add some plants, but I couldn't figure out where to put them. I also couldn't figure out a good colour code to colour the plants. I was going to do like a light green colour, but it didn't really look nice, so I just stuck with the dark colour. I added a fireplace since obviously it's really small and cute, and I put like a rocking chair there because it's really small and it obviously looks cute and it fits there. So I added a rug, obviously just to add more to the house, make it look a bit more homey. I was trying to add more things, but I was so broke by this point. As you can see, I literally had $32 and it was giving me the option to buy more. So I just decided to carry on with the needs because I was so struggling. I then decided to try and colour the plant to like a lighter colour, and I can't tell if this did look better, so if you think the plant looked better, please do tell me because I wasn't too sure. I think I left it this colour, I actually can't remember. As you can see here, I was trying to like figure out what decoration to add to here. I did end up adding like some paintings to the wall, but I had still no books. I literally only had 60 something and there wasn't any need, so I decided to add this luxury cabinet since I've seen it in a lot of people's builds and I feel like it looks so awesome. So I ended up adding some books. I wish I added more books around this build because I literally didn't. The decoration was lacking so bad, so I hope that nobody realizes that it has no decoration and still offers for it. After buying that, I was literally so broke, so I carried on with the needs. The thing I love about like the lighting in this house is you can't really tell that it's like not dark, so I love that. It kind of gets confusing because you can't tell when the nighttime is in Adopt Me. So I added this half wall and decided to add some really cute pictures. I really struggle with wall decorations in my house, like especially this build. I did not know what to add, so I just stuck with adding like rugs. I added like a bow to one of the walls later on in the video. I was gonna add like a shelf, obviously, to put more books on, but I wasn't too sure, so I ended up adding a mirror. I don't know if this mirror looked good or not, but I feel like it added a bit more to the build. So then I decided that I was gonna put a rug on the like other wall, but as you can see here, I was putting like clothes underneath the bed, so it looked like I was saving space, because obviously if you're living in this house you're gonna want clothes. So I did pet my cat to get more money, and then as you can see, my cat finally became full grown, so now I'm literally just gonna get age up potions. I have no clue what to do with them, but I guess I can like use them on any pets I get in trades, I guess. I carried on working on this bit under the bed because it looked really bare, so I decided to add some clothes with obviously a counter so it looked a bit more like presentable, and my money was not giving. I ended up like not putting another clothes thing because I was so broke. I literally was broke. I only had 4 books, so I decided to buy a law because obviously they're free now, which I'm so grateful they are, because I swear to God I would not be buying one. And guys, if I do get pets from here, I don't know what to do with them. I kind of just got it for the extra books because I know you can get books for them, and there's a really slim chance you can get pets for them. So if I get pets from them, I don't know if I should just give them away to someone, or I don't know what to do with them, to be fair. So I finally had enough books and decided to add the last cabinet. And this is the end of the video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Comment if you do want a part 2, because I'm not entirely sure if to do a part 2 or not, so please comment if you want a part 2.